This is Steve Ridgel, and today I look, actually, I can't tell you how I look because even with my glasses, I can only see out of one eye. And some of you are going, well, you've got a little something on your forehead, though. Is that from Ash Wednesday? No, it was actually from surgery Wednesday because this eye that I think is probably all discolored. Let me tell you how it happened. So I'm recording this on a Friday. Last Tuesday, we were sitting at a church, all ministry staff retreat. Toward the end of the day, I'm sitting in my truck, hitting a couple of texts and emails I have to return. I start to drive, and I think, boy, that's weird because out of this left eye, the bottom third of my eye was black. Not like I couldn't see. I could see, and then I could see black. And I thought, boy, that's weird. Go home, tell my wife. She's like, that doesn't seem right. Get up the next day, and it's a little, not quite as black, but it's still gray, and I can't see out of it very well. And I said, maybe I ought to call my eye doctor, Stephen Ezell. And she said, oh, no, you call him or I will. So I call him, and I said, listen, I've got to describe what it is. And I talked to his girls at the desk first, who are always very sweet and very helpful, all his admin people. And they said, well, let us talk to Stephen, but I think he'll want to see you. So she calls back and said, okay, he wants to look at it. And I said, well, great. I've actually got an appointment a week from today. And so I've got to be up in Boise, Idaho, and preach this weekend, and then I'll come back and see him. And she said, I don't think he's going to want you to do that. I think he wants to see you today. So I go see Stephen, and he says, well, let me tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to send you to the Retina Center. We have one of the best ones in the state right here in Abilene. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, they'll make you an appointment at the front. And I said, great. I'll just go to Boise this weekend, preach, and then when I come back, I'll go to the Retina Center. And he said, no, you're not going to go to Boise. And I said, well, yeah, I've kind of committed. He said, you can't fly. And I said, okay, because he said, well, I'm not the retina guy, but you've got a problem here. So I go to the front desk. They're calling to make the appointment. And I heard the nurse say, or the desk admin person, as soon as possible today. So I said, boy, okay, there's 4 or 5 guys over there. I know a couple of them. Who am I going to see? And Stephen said, you're going to see whoever will see you right now. And I thought, that doesn't sound good. So they hang up. I drive to the Retina Center. I get in. Dr. Bertel, he's helped people, our family. I knew him. He looks and says, well, you have a detached retina. And I said, well, let's attach it. He said, oh, we're going to. But he said, we're going to delay surgery. And I said, that's great because I need to go to Boise. And he started laughing. He said, no, we're going to delay till in the morning. It's already almost 5 o'clock. We're delaying to in the morning at 6:30. And I said, I'm not going to Boise. And he said, well, if you want to be blind in your left eye, you can go ahead and go to Boise. And I thought, that's not a good option. So I called the church up there in Meridian, tell them, hey, I'm not going to be able to come. They're very nice, very understanding. So I say, okay, so what's this surgery going to look like? And he tells me, he said, your retina is like wallpaper. It kind of peels off when it detaches. He said, I'm just going to lay it back, laser staple it around it, and put a gas bubble to hold it or something that'll eventually dissipate. I didn't understand. All I got out of that was I'm either going to be blind or I'm going to let him play with my eye. So I said, whatever, I'll be here in the morning. So we go home that night. I'm telling my wife, I'm laying there. I forget and rub my eye, and then I panic. Because what I see next is all the black turns red, which I assume to be blood. I now know when your retina's bad, you can see a lot of things inside your eye. You just can't see anything outside your eye. So I show up the next morning. They take me in and they do the surgery. And in one of my next videos, I'll tell you about the day of the surgery. But here's kind of my lesson from all of that. 1 minute I could see everything. Next minute, I couldn't. You know, life's like that sometimes. In an instant, everything changes. Man, you get laid off from work. You have a car wreck. You get sick. Things happen all the time. And what you learn when things change in an instant, you better find something that will never change that you can always hang on to. And you know where I'm going with this. For me, and that was to hang on to God and to Jesus. And they are seeing me through this. So this is a one-eyed Steve Ridgel, and I'll report back in the next time and tell you about the surgery. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you can see.